We must lead the world to produce fewer greenhouse gas emissions, and we must do it in a way that does not undermine economic growth or prevent nations from delivering greater prosperity for their people.
The Republican Party has not always been seen as out of sync with environmentalist movements. Teddy Roosevelt is often considered the conservation president, using the executive office to issue sweeping protections for wildlife and public lands across the country. Plus, Richard Nixon used his power to create the Environmental Protection Agency.
Clean air and clean water, the wise use of our land. These are part of the birthright of every American.
And George H.W. Bush promised to fight global warming during his campaign for president.
So the United States will continue its efforts to improve our understanding of climate change.
Though, in recent decades, the GOP and conservative allies have increased opposition to green policies and international agreements that highlight mankind's impact on the climate. As recently as 2022, not a single Republican member of Congress voted in favor of the Biden administration's Inflation Reduction Act, which has often been considered to be the largest climate investment made in U.S. history.
Republicans are not anti-environment. They are not anti-climate. People realize that there are changes in the environment.
I have 7 nieces and nephews, soon to be 8, and I don't want the world to be Mad Max for them.
Environmentalism is an issue that got swept up in the culture war, and it became primarily about climate change.
Republicans are conservationists by nature. Teddy Roosevelt was a Republican. Not only that, we're also hunters, fishermen, outdoors people. So we're outdoors a lot. We want to see that we're able to have a beautiful, healthy planet.
Many Republicans have felt like it's gone too far. So climate action had become synonymous with it's all environment or nothing.
Yes, climate change is important, but it's not the end-all be-all of these discussions. And I think that when we made it the end-all be-all, we really pushed away a lot of people who would otherwise agree with us.
One of the things that people forget in the climate movement sometimes is that it's not just about climate change, it's also about air quality.
I think majority of people feel really comfortable about this balance, that we're not doing everything for the sake of the environment, but we always have to make sure what the environmental impact is.
This is terrible. I don't want people to be getting sick unnecessarily. We certainly don't want people dying prematurely.
But that's not to say there isn't a clean energy movement still existing on the right. Within the last 15 years, organizations like ClearPath and Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions have popped up, encouraging more dialogue among Republicans and conservatives about the risks of climate change. This movement has also made its way into Congress in 2021, when then Representative John Curtis formed the Conservative Climate Caucus.
I regret the stereotypes that are often formed around this issue. Somehow all Republicans hate the environment and all Democrats are alarmist. And I don't believe either of those stereotypes are true.
What has been my underlying principle on the Conservative Climate Caucus is that, we can leave a cleaner, healthier planet to our children and our grandchildren, but we have to compete economically around the globe. To do that, we need to have affordable, abundant, reliable, secure energy. And that's the key. So we can reduce emissions, be agnostic of energy source, increase energy demand, which the United States has done, while we have reduced emissions more than any other nation. We can do both of those things at the same time. But if you're not in the conversation, then you don't have any ability to influence the dialogue or to have persuasion on that.